Those are designed for you. We're going to do our Pilates reformer class essentially on the bar, aka your chair or the wall at home, and a mat. If you have light weights, that would be awesome. If not, don't worry about it. So we're going to start with our footwork series. So either grabbing a hold of the wall or touching your chair or ballet bar, whatever you have. You can use a mat if you'd like, or you can just use the surface of whatever you have. A hard surface is nicer, but I know oftentimes I have to practice on carpet. That's what I have at my house. So you just make do with what you got. And we're gonna start with our parallel position. So for most people, parallel means that our toes slightly go out a little bit. They're not like straight railroad track forward, so they can have an open degree of like 10 to 12 degrees. So you wanna have that if that feels good to you. So just do what's right for your hip, knee, and foot alignment. So we'll start with our parallel plie. So we plie on like we would on a reformer and stretch 10 of these, 2. And if this feels pretty okay for you, you want to imagine the spine is long, right? So we're lengthening up through the spine. We're pulling in through those abdominals. Ribs are dropping down. 1 more and 10. Now we'll rise up onto our toes, keep that hip alignment as best you can, and plie or bend your knees, right? We're coming in and out on our reformer. That's our image. And I have a light grip on my bar, so if you're holding onto the wall, just nice and gentle. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stay there, then up an inch and down an inch for 10, 9, imagine pulling yourself in towards the stopper of your reformer. 4, 3, abs tight, 2, 1, and hold. Then we tap those heels, just like you would reach those heels under the foot bar for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up. Lower down. Coming into our Pilates V, so I'm going to go ahead and show this facing the camera for this one. We'll go ahead and bend the knees, right, and stretch just like you would on the reformer. If you have anything with your knees and this doesn't feel good, just open your stance up a little. You can have a space between your heels, so you're not going as wide as a second, but you're going to feel what's good for your alignment and your legs. And sometimes I like to take what we call an open first. Feels better for me. Feel the spiral, the back of the hips, feel the inner thighs pulling in, feel those abdominals lift. Then we rise up onto the toes. Again, you can have both hands on the wall or one hand on the wall and bend and stretch. So the heels are staying lifted like we would on our reformer, and we're finding all that spiral through the back of the hip to connect to those glutes. And the heels are lifted, so it's going to challenge the calves and the inner thighs. And then go ahead and lower and hold. Down an inch, up an inch for 10, 9, 8, 7. It's harder when those heels are separated, just so you know. 6, 5, 4. I feel the glutes. 3, 2, 1, and hold. Now tap your heels down and up for 10. And 9, so the knees are still bent. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up and lower down. Take a quick calf stretch. Reach one leg behind you, lengthen out, and then come in. And other leg back behind you, lengthen, and then come in. Moving into what we call our second position. So it's a little, so our first position is underneath our hips, and this is going to be just a little more open. You're still going to feel that connection of the outer glute. So again, you can have your bar. We're keeping that upright position, and we just bend and stretch. And your parallel leg alignment is your parallel leg alignment. 5, 6, and I've got to keep those ribs closed. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rise up onto the toes, same thing here. Lowering down for 10, so keeping the chest upright. 9, focusing on our posture. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and hold. Now we'll pulse it down. Up an inch, down an inch. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Tap the heels for 10. And lift all the way up, lower down. One more here. Externally rotated, our second position. So we bend and stretch into that for 10. And I'm gonna face you guys for this one. So we're feeling that rep, feeling the inner thighs, 4 corners of the feet down. And you can definitely do this series on your own without using the wall if the heels are down. Once we go into releve and we rise up into that calf raise position, that's when we need to rise up onto the toes. You may need to bring your position in a little bit. Hold on to your wall, your bar, or your chair, and small plie, small bends. Feel the wrap from the seat, pull up through the thighs. Down an inch, up an inch for 10. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Tap the heels. And come out of it. Again, taking that stretch, reaching one leg back behind you. And bring it in, and then the other, and bring it in. Awesome. I moved my mat away because this next series we're going to take the leg from a curtsy squat and we're going to reach around. You can always be by your wall, right? You can be here and reach around. I'm going to do, so I don't have to turn my back to you, I'm going to do one without the bar and one with the bar. So taking that hand closest to your wall or the bar, step back behind you in both external rotation and come into a curtsy squat. Lift up and then circle the back leg around to the front. Let's see if I can scoot back there, you can see me a little better. So I reach it back behind in a little circle and lift up. 10 of these. Every time standing taller on that supporting leg. And again, you choose your speed. And there's a little bit of a swing here that feels good to my hip. If you want to do that too, you can, or you can drag the toe on the floor. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring that leg to working leg in front and flex and point that foot for 10. So this is a balance challenge. You can have light fingertips on your bar or on your wall, or you can bring them to your hips. Bring it out to the side. I'm still externally rotated, working those glutes. 9 and 10, bring it behind me. 10, flex and point, and you can take a little lean forward. You're gonna feel those hip extensors, glutes, hamstrings, calves, abdominals to support, ribs lifting up. Bring that leg back to the side. Now we change sides. So you would flip around to the other side. So you're balanced on both, right? So you're gonna flip this way and they'll start with the leg behind and then reach it in front. So I'm gonna show you that side without using the bar. So my bar would be here, my imaginary bar, if I had one. Yes, okay. So we're gonna pretend I have a bar and we squat and we reach. 1. So these are called curtsy squats. We teach these in our CP control class, and they're just nice functional movement. think we're on 10 or maybe a bonus. You can either keep your hand on your ballet bar or chair or put it on your hip, 10, flex and point, and you're gonna find that stability on your back leg. And I will try to be as stable as I can. I know it helps. Then we reach to the side. So I'm lifting and lengthening through the waistline. And then bringing it back behind me. This one's tough without a ballet bar. I'm gonna find my balance and flex and point for 10. I'm coming it, bringing it down. Okay, so now we'll do a little combo. A curtsy squat with a balance. So go back to your first side. Or curtsy squat, reach it out to the side, flex, point, and down. Reach, flex, point. This is number 3. You're doing great. Keep lifting those abdominals. 7, 8, and you can always add arms on anything, so you could add the arm going out if you wanted just another coordination challenge. You could also use that with a weight, changing to the other side. So grabbing your bar, turning around, facing the other direction, whatever you need to do. Start behind. You're going to imagine I have my bar here. I squat and we reach out, flex, point. 2, lift. That transition is really a challenging one without a bar. And this is not, my left side is not my best side, but it's learning to be a good side. This is 7. And bring it in. Next exercise. So a little more glute, hamstring, hip extension work, starting at your bar or your wall, whatever you have. Reach it back behind you. Let's go ahead and have a little external rotation, so a small Pilates V. Reach it back behind you. Lean forward towards the wall and just take a little lift. So it doesn't have to be far. You're gonna feel the hamstring and the glute fire. I am pointing and reaching through my toe, but not overreaching. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lift and hold. Bend it in and reach it out. You're gonna feel that hamstring really fire up. And again, this is another balance challenge. So the supporting leg is pulling in. No lower back, it's all core and leg. On the last one, bend the knee and hold, or bring it down and bring it up. So we're working that smile line where the glute means the hamstring. 4, 5, 6, and you can still have a little lean. Keep your core tight. 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out, other side. It's not as easy as it looks. Reach back. We start in our little Pilates V. Reach back behind us. Take a little lean forward and lifting and lowering for 10. Lift it up and hold, curl it in. So I'm bringing that toe towards my glute, and I'm still stabilizing on my supporting leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and hold. And we'll lower and lift. So I'm working that glute hamstring where they meet. And you can take a little more of a lean forward, pull up through those abs. Again, we're working on balance here, so a light grip. 9 and 10. Woo! So go ahead and grab your weights and meet me on your mat. We'll do our supine arm series that we do on the reformer. Go ahead and lay on back. We'll start with those arm weights. You can do this whole series without weights, you don't need to. So you can start with the progression with just the legs not at tabletop, so leaving them feet on the mat, and you exhale as you curl up and reach those arms to your hips. Inhale as you turn. So you can either have the palms facing your knees or you can have palms facing each other. So I'm gonna have palms facing each other. That gives me a more weighted sense of my shoulder blades, which works a little better for me. You can do either, both are correct. Either palms facing your knees or palms facing each other. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale to lower down. 10 here. Now go ahead and lower those elbows down. Bring your legs up to tabletop. Keeping the head down, extend those arms out. So we're stabilizing through the abs. If you want to float those elbows up, you can. If this is too much intensity on the lower back, you can just bring those legs down. So you can always modify or you can always make it more challenging. Now here's our coordination. We reach everything out, open, close, bend, and take it down. Elbows slightly lifted, reach out, open, close, bend, and down. Modification, you just reach out, open and close those arms, bend, and down, or keep the head down. Out, open, close, bend, return. Yeah, here we go. Exhale, reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, forgot the arm reaching, 5, here we go, 6, pull those abs in, keep the lower back supported, and don't worry about the feet, you can point or flex them, whatever feels good to you. Last one, good. Lower those arms down. Bring those arms back, almost in line with the shoulders, and then open those arms out. You're gonna feel the pull of the weights to drop you back, and you've gotta resist and reach outward. Exhale, close and in. So drag them right in line with those legs. Now bring your legs to tabletop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's take the head up. 7, 8, 9. On the 10th one, curl up and hold, just the arms open and close. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Woo. So we're going to go ahead and take some alternating bicep curls, pulling in. So exhale, pull that right arm in, and then just transitioning right to the other side. You can have those legs at tabletop. You could be reaching forward, or you can bicycle with the same arm and same leg. So we're challenging the body line. If you wanted to have it in opposition, you could do that too. So both are fun. Give it a try. You've got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull it in. Whew. Moving on into a little bit of our quadruped position. So we're on our hands and knees. Wrists stacked right underneath those shoulders. Knees right underneath your hips. If you have that little bit of that hypermobility, just watch the elbows here. So the creases of the elbows are going to face in, and imagine drawing those forearms towards each other. So more core and stability work. Reach one leg back behind you. Guess what we're doing? We're going to lift up to hip extension, point the toe, and lift in line with the hip, and then bring it in. You're also going to feel your core. So the back wants to arch. Keep the abs in nice and tight. Reach back, lift up, and pull it in. Reach back, lift up, pull it in. So I'm alternating the sides. Hope you're doing good. So this is a kind of our modified plank when we take things on the knees, which I really like. And I feel a ton of core work and our glute and hamstring support on that hip extension. And it's not too high. Last one. Now we'll go ahead and reach one arm out in opposition and down, and then the other. So challenging our balance, challenging our coordination. Good, and relax. Go ahead and take a seat. You can do legs crisscross, or you can take your legs into your mermaid position, and we'll take a nice lift and an easy side bend back to center. Grab the shin and over. A nice lift, easy side bend, and pull. Coming back to center, take a little spiral over the shoulder and a spiral over the legs. Two more. Over the shoulder and over the legs. Just easy. Over the shoulder and over the legs. Change the crossing of the legs. So if you had your legs crisscross, you're going to change your crossing like that. Second side, we dive over and we lift up. We dive over, slight elbow bend. I think I got lost in the movement. That was 5. And we're going to twist away from our legs and towards our legs. Last time. And come center. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back doing more classes while we have to keep our distance, but when our studio is open, we're so super excited to see you. Take care.